Check. Okay, there we go. All right. Now let me get my video. Potentially, maybe. My webcam is not wanting to work for some reason. But anyways. Stream should be up and running. Actually, I do kind of want this webcam on. Give me a second here. Let me mess with some cables. Should be this one. All right. Let's try this. Video, delete. Video. Aha! I am here. Yet I am on the floor. All right. Don't mind the mess of books that you see in the background. Matter of fact, we'll just do that. There, much better. So, guys, look, I have a desk chair now. This is crazy. I'm not using a kitchen high top stool anymore. We are moving on up in the world. So, for today, I don't really have like much of anything that's kind of going on. I've been getting really big into. I'm getting texts. 1 second. Okay. Anyways, I've been getting really big into Magic the Gathering recently. Some buddies of mine play. You know what? I wanna. Can I edit this? Hold on. I want to edit the webcam. Let me delete it real quick. Bring it back. All right. Can I not like trim it? Configure video. Video exposure, pan tilt. Oh well. Oh well. Ah! Hello. All right. There we go. We'll just do this. This will be fine for our purposes. But anyways, yeah, I've been getting big into Magic the Gathering recently. Some buddies of mine have gotten me into the game, and so I've been playing it a lot more frequently. And so I have some decks, and I would play some games. Maybe if we get some viewers who play, maybe we could play here on stream. But otherwise, we will probably just be deck building. There's something I wanted to clean up in one of these decks. Let me go back to, I think it's Sonic. It's Sisay by type and by mana value. Sisay and Black Blade Reforged. I wanted to put these in my Cloud deck. Sisay and Black Blade Reforged. Okay, and so the reason why I wanted to add those cards is because Sisay is it's a low mana cost card who gets 1/1 for. Oh, cool! She has the art from the movie Princess Bride. So actually, I think I'll just give her like a modern art. Okay, there we go. So Sisay, there we go. And then Black Blade Reforged goes pretty good with her ability. So if it isn't obvious, hi Tito. I play Commander. It's just the most accessible format for me. And it makes the most sense coming, I think, from Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically. It simplifies the game, in my opinion, and that's what I like about it, as opposed to playing like full-on like regular Magic, like Modern or Standard or something. I feel like if I play a game like that, I may as well just be playing Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, the appeal to Magic for me is the fact that Commander is not Yu-Gi-Oh. So, also, I just turned down my audio, so that should help me not spike some. I want to clean up these lands. Excuse me. I don't like... I should be able to have access to more lands here, like the World Tree, and Exotic Orchard is good in this deck because I can make any color I need. But obviously now I'm at 104 cards, so I need to, excuse me, delegate some here. I could do this. I could basically cut some of my basics. I feel like, honestly, though, I could just cut some of my equipments. Even though the equipments are, like, the main things that I want to be doing. I could cut some equipments. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I'm gonna do that a little bit so you guys can actually see me. You know what? I don't know. Maybe... I don't really want to cut the lands. I feel like 38 with only Command Tower and Exotic isn't, like, great, and I'm not running any dual lands or, like, sack lands or anything like that. I'm just running basics, which isn't ideal, but I do have these... Like, I've got Ramp, I've got Cycle of Renewal, Kodamas, Cultivate, Farseek, I've got Mono Rocks, I've got Bloom Tinder in here somewhere, yeah. Yeah. So I kinda, I don't know. Let's just cut the basics to make it 100. Oh wait, that did not do it. That actually upped me a card. Well, I want to keep the amount of... No, I don't want to go down 5 lands. I don't want to do that. I want to stay here, which means I need to go down elsewhere. Return target creature. See, and like, I want to go... I liked some of these... Actually, I don't like Cloud's Limit Break. We'll get rid of that. I like some of these cards, like Magnetic Theft. Attach target equipment to target creature. I like that. I basically get to, like, move my equipment around by cheating their equipment cost. Same with Fumble. Return target creature to its owner's hand. So, like, if something would get destroyed, I can bring it back instead. And then gain control of all auras that were already attached to them. And I get to attach them to another creature. Hey, buddy. So it's like I get to, like, almost flash. I get to, like, almost flash a creature. I protect them by removing them from the field, and then I can put the equipment elsewhere. So that's, like, really, really good. Exploration I really like, just because this deck is slower, because it's so heavy on equipment cost. And I was trying to find cards that cheated out equipment costs, like, even, like, Brass Squire, which, like, I hadn't seen before. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna have to cut some of these. I don't think Vincent really goes to my... my dog is attacking me. I don't think Vincent... Hey, buddy. Attach target equipment you control to target creature. See, like, that's pretty good. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 7. You may reveal a equipment, put it onto your hand. Equipments have equipment run. So this, like, makes all of my equipments cheaper. That's really good. What does this Aerith do? At the beginning of your end step, if I gained life, return target creature from graveyard. If I've gained 7 or more, return it to the battlefield instead. So, basically, if I swing with her... and I deal damage if I gain life. So if I gain 3 life, I get to return target creature from grave to hand. But if I gain 7 or more, which means I have to buff her or have other things with lifelink, then I can just put it on the battlefield. I don't know. I feel like this Aerith is too slow for this deck, or for what I want this deck to do. So I'll probably get rid of that. This Vincent doesn't really contribute itself to my win con, but it's a great creature to throw equipment onto. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage, put a 1/1 on Vincent. I won a game just with Vincent, with Helm of the Host and Genji Glove. I was just dealing, and I think it had Reaver Cleaver too. I was just dealing so much damage, and it was insane. Hi, Tito. This Sokka and Suki I added kind of like more recently. Whenever it or another ally I control attach up to one target equipment to that creature. So I can cheat out an equipment onto Sokka, and whenever an equipment I control enters, it makes a 1/1 white ally. But whenever I play that ally, it also gets a equipment cheated out for free. Tito, do you need to go out? You want to go out? I'm going to take my dog out real quick. Alright, I'm back. I also got some coffee. So, I like the fact that this thing like generates a bunch of creatures that I can cheat out equipment costs for. I like that. Sisay lets me cheat out legendaries. Let me see. I know I have a good amount of them. Yeah, like this is kind of going to be necessity. Sisay is, because Sisay will give me Blackblade Reforged, and Blackblade is going to give me all of these creatures. Like, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer to run a bunch of legendaries. Or to run Sisay, I mean. Yuffie, I feel like, is okay. What I like the most about her is that she can steal, like, just any artifact, right? So I can steal equipment. But I can also, I have a buddy who plays, like, a very heavy artifact deck. They play, like, Decepticons. So Megatron, Blitzwing, Starscream, all of those. And Yuffie only takes non-creature artifacts, so I can't take the Decepticons, but they play a lot of other equipment, or, sorry, a lot of other... they play a lot of other artifacts that make their Decepticons and artifact creatures cheaper. So Yuffie allows me to snag some of those artifacts that they have. But that aside, that's why I like Yuffie. Furion, equipped creatures I control have haste. Whenever a non-token equipment enters, create a copy. So this doubles my equipment, except its equipment cost is 2 or less. But then sacrifice the token at the end of at the beginning of the next upkeep. So basically, it only lasts for a turn, which I guess isn't great. It's basically a finisher. It's meant to copy. Well, I don't know, because like I play it. Furion has to stay on the field for a while. Then I have to play an equipment, and then I get a copy of that equipment, and the copy of that equipment goes away. Sure, it has a cheaper equip cost, but it goes away basically at the end of the turn. And plus, because of Legend rule, I can't copy any of my Legend equipments, which sucks. So Furion might be in my sideboard. That put me down to 102. Bureau Headmaster is really good. Equipment cost 1 less to cast and 1 less to equip. What does Sid do? Oh, Sid also does that. Okay. Oh, during my turn, Sid is flying? I actually never saw that. The first activated ability you activate during your turn that targets a creature you control costs 2 less to activate. I'm pretty sure that contributes to equip cost. That's why I decided to run him. Whenever one or more creatures become the target of an activated ability, draw a card. Okay. So I'm pretty sure Hojo is like insane for this. Pure Steel Paladin is really good. Stoneforge Mystic is a staple. I love Aerith. This Aerith does not contribute to my win con, but this is the one card I want just to play. I love Aerith, and this art of her is my favorite. I love this moment from the game. But anyways, what does she do? Lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on her. So every time she deals damage, basically, she gets stronger. When Aerith dies, put X 1/1 counters on each legendary creature you control. So she buffs a bunch of your other legendaries. Armory Automaton, that's important. Ardent is busted. Brass Squire's good, but it's a little slow, but it's okay. Denitha lets me cheat out my artifacts. What does red do? Vigilance and Trample. Other modified creatures you control have Vigilance and Haste. That's necessary because that gives everything that's equipped has it basically. Sisei, Suki, Vincent, Yuffie, Aster. This guy, flying, attach target. Yeah, that cheats out equipment cost. Barrett, whenever an equipment you control enters, create a 2/2. So this, at the beginning of combat, attach up to a rebel. Okay, so that's actually kind of good too. I have another card that makes me a rebel, now that I think about it. Yeah, War Whip. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of cool. So, but Barrett, okay, I don't know. It's 5 mana for a 4/4. This guy's insane. This guy's great. Cheats out my first thing. Tifa's really good, because Tifa, if I have a creature that's buffed up enough, if Tifa swings, or actually I think it's just if that creature swings, yeah, then there's another combat phase. So it's like, okay, Genji Glove, Helm of the Host, it's higher than 7, swings, gets to go again, gets to go again, gets to go again, and whatever. Cloud X Soldier, when Cloud enters, attach up to 1 equipment whenever Cloud attacks. Yep, Planet's Champion during your turn. As long as Cloud is equipped, it is double strike and indestructible. Equip, yep, that's good. Stonehewer Giant, search your library for equipment, put it on the battlefield, attach it. Oh, that's busted. Gilgamesh, whenever it enters or attacks, look up to the top 6 of your library, grab a equipment, put it on the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom. Whenever you put one or more equipments, you can cheat out the equip. Yep. And Nazan enters the battlefield, search for an equipment, and reveal it. If I get Hammer of Nazan this way, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, goes to hand. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you may tap target creature defending player controls. Yep, and I do run also Hammer of Nazan. So, shoot, yeah. I've got Fighter class here. When Fighter class enters, search your library for equipment, put it in hand, and then it's 1 ability, or sorry, level 2 ability, equip, costs 2 less whenever a creature, and then level 3 whenever a creature attacks, target up to, wait, you control up to 1 target creature blocks if able. Oh, okay. So that's not bad. Exploration is pretty good for these. I mean, I genuinely think if I'm gonna keep Aerith, just because I'm going to, I genuinely, and well, I guess there's Zac. Zac enters with a 1/1, sacrifice it, gains indestructible, and attach. So I don't really like Zac. Zac's not great, but it is on theme. It is on theme. If I don't get rid of Zac, then I'm getting rid of maybe Barrett. Because Barrett is such a high cost, and he's not super worth it. He's only really worth it at like the beginning of the game when I don't have a lot of equipments out yet. But he's so expensive. I mean, Zac is a 1/2. I pay 1 mana and sack him. Target creature you control gains indestructible, but it gets the 1/1 and it gets a equipment that Zac had. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of these. Let's look on, my commander's Najila. Najila, commander. Is it this website? Yes. Okay, so let's look at the top cards. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell, it draws Exile target creature. These are just like generic. No, I want synergy. Here we go. Oh, well, I guess Najeela is mostly used for multiple attack-based decks, which is outside of the realm of what I'm using it. I'm basically using it for Wooburg and to be within the realm of Final Fantasy. So, I guess that makes sense. My commander, honestly, is like also a finisher. The fact that it makes warriors is nice, but it's not like a necessity. It's also 3 cost for a 3/2. My dog is howling outside because he hears sirens. I don't know. It's either Zach or Barrett. I feel like it's either Zach or Barrett. How many... My headset just died. There we go. Or disconnected. How many high mana cost cards do I have? Cost, white's pretty high. Red's pretty high. I'm gonna get my dog because he's howling outside. I'll be right back. I'm thinking Barrett. I'm thinking I get rid of Barrett. He is being difficult to bring back inside, and I have something of a problem neighbor. Hey, Tito. Look, here's your toy. Hey. Look. Tito. Hey. Anyways, I have something of a problem neighbor, and I don't want them to get on to Tito. So, yeah, I'm thinking Barrett. He's just too high cost and he's too slow. So it's like by the time I can play him, he's 6 mana. No, he's 4. I'm so stupid. But still, I mean, like, unless I get a good amount of ramp at the beginning and him, that's ramp to play him. I have to tap at minimum 4 cards to play him. Do I even have the mana left to tap equipments? Yes, he cheats out... Well, I don't know. I mean, he cheats out my equipments. Because whenever I play an equipment, I make a 2/2. Then at the beginning of combat, I can attach only up to 1 target equipment to a rebel, which would include him, but only him. Well, and the tokens, of course, but I don't know. I might get rid of Zach. But he's also the only 1 mana card I have. I don't know. I think I'm going to put Barrett. Barrett's going to go to my sideboard. Okay. Let me try and get my dog again. Well, I don't hear the neighbor out there anymore, so I'm not as concerned. But anyways, okay, I feel pretty solid about this. Oh wait, I still have 1 extra card. Did that did it count this? What about if I put Barrett back? Okay. No, I'm still 1 card above. Shoot. Okay, well, I guess I will also move Zach. Okay. Alright. Let's look at some of my other decks here. And that's Tito barking at the door. He's inside. All right. Ooh, sorry, buddy. Look out. There you go. All right, so I have this Aang deck, which I built twice. The first time I built it, it was just a general, like, in-theme Avatar The Last Airbender deck, and I printed it, actually, with proxies, because I don't have the money to pay for real cards. But, so here it is. And I have won more games with this than I have this build, which is a little bit surprising to me, because this build I built intending to min-max, basically having all of the different bending mechanics, so like the best cards that allow me to do all of the bendings. And the reason why is mostly just to cheat out Aang, right, to get Aang transformed as fast as possible. So like most of my waterbending cards are really like low waterbending cost, or maybe they're just X. Waterbend. So like this is Waterbend 2, this is Waterbend 10, but it's like really, really powerful. And that's if I do Waterbend it. Tito! I thought I, like, heard someone. But anyways. Spirit Water Revival. I can Waterbend 6, but it's drawing. Foggy Swamp Visions isn't actually great. I might get rid of it. Crashing Wake, or Wave is X. Waterbender's Restoration is X. This guy is Waterbend 20, but he makes a crap ton of tokens to Waterbend with. And then I get an extra turn. This Katara is Waterbend X. This guy's Reliever is Waterbend 4, but he also has Flying. UA is Waterbend 5 and taps itself, but it gives me a free card. This Katara is Waterbend 2. North Pole Patrol is Waterbend 3. And Aang is Waterbend 8 to transform. So Waterbending is easily like the worst of the bending from the Avatar set. So the goal in the deck is just general play a bunch of monsters, attack, right? But if you cheat out, or if you get Aang to transform, which you can either do from Bending or you can do it from Moon Mist, then you can also play Searing Touch. And because of the way that Aang works, is Aang gives you 5 free mana whenever you cast spells, basically. So you use red for Searing Touch, and you can use the other 4 to buy Searing Touch back with Flashback. Or it's not even flashback, it's buyback. And then you just play the card infinitely, dealing infinite damage to the opponent. So that is like a win con of the deck. It's like the cheeky win con. Tito, dude. Maybe he's hungry. Yeah, I guess it's been a while since I fed him. He also just... He's a very clingy dog, and so he desperately always wants attention. I'm not going to let you back out, buddy. I can give you some food. There you go. But, anyways. So, but I like this deck a good bit. I guess if I get rid of Foggy Swamp, I could replace it with a card. I don't really know what to replace it with, though. Maybe, like, another thing for ramp, like another Mono Rock. I have Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone, which are both really good. Chromatic Lantern is a staple. I have Gilded Lotus, I also have Timeless Lotus, and I have Chromatic Orrery. So I have ways of generating all kinds of different mana. I also have the World Tree, and I have Evolving Wilds. Maybe I'll add another land. To get rid of Foggy Swamp to add another land of some kind. I might do that. What are some good, like, MTG lands that tap for anything? Are they like legendary lands or something? No, they're just like golden lands, I guess. Tap an untapped creature to add any color. That's not bad. Because that actually goes really good with... Sorry, I got a text. Okay, cool. That goes really good with Badger Mole Cub, right? What's the name of this card? Holdout Settlement or Unknown Shores is not an actual card. LOL. Google AI has never led me astray before. Oh, so pay 1 mana and tap it to make 1 of any mana. Okay. Let's go back. Holdout Settlements. Let's look at this. Tap an untapped... Okay, so tap this and tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. Does that work with Badger Mole Cub? Because this says whenever you tap a creature 4 mana. Badger Mole Cub and Holdout Settlement. It says and a creature. So I would be tapping a creature 4 mana. I guess that works. Yeah. Okay, I like that. What else? I'm gonna look at these later. I've built Spider-Man, which I also have right here. I have most of my decks printed, actually, as proxies. Miles Morales. So that's really cool. Oh, also, I have this printed. I'm gonna up my camera for this one so you guys can see it. So I think you guys know that my favorite Pokemon is Decidueye. And with making Magic the Gathering proxies, about 3 years ago, I commissioned an artist. His name is I think it's P. Saber. on Twitter and Instagram. I commissioned him to do an art of me with Decidueye, and I put it on a Magic card. And so there it is. So it's a proxy of Hobby Calaria. So it's an elf archer, legendary creature with 1/3. It's a 3-drop. It's 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 white. It has reach. Untap all archers you control during each player's untap step. Whenever an archer you control deals damage, I may pay 2 mana. If I do, draw a card. But it's me and Decidueye. So I really like it. But anyways, back to this. Let's Tito. Alright. So, I feel pretty good about this too. I have Uncivil Rest. All Will Be One is a new addition. Whenever you get 1 or more counters, All Will Be One deals that much damage to target opponent, creature. To target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or planeswalker. Okay. So yeah, so whenever I like double all my counters, All Will Be One. It's not once per turn, so it's just every time I get counters, bam, 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 bam. So that's really good. I like that. So, yeah, I have some other. I don't think I have any. Yeah, this is bracket 2. Honestly, some cards I could run probably would be like Silence or not Akroma's Will, Ohami's Will. Is that a thing? It's not. I know it's not Akroma's. I run it or call. I know I run it in my Socrates deck, because Socrates is blue and white. Orum's Chant, that's what it is. Okay, but let's go back to Spider-Man. So I could afford to run like a couple more like stall cards, essentially, in this deck. But I don't know, I feel pretty good everywhere else, essentially. Whenever you put 1 or more 1/1 counters, you may draw that many cards. Do this only once each turn. I don't know, Terra Symbiosis is kind of good. Annie Joins Up is good. Hot Springs is good. Branching's good. Amazing Alliance is but it's on theme, which I want. Tito, dude. Beginning of combat on each turn. Yeah, I don't really know what I could get rid of. Do I have Chromatic? I don't have Chromatic. I need Chromatic to play color correction some. Which means I should probably get rid of... I could get rid of Gilded Lotus, because Gilded Lotus is a 5 for 3 of 1, which still isn't bad, because this deck does need a lot of green. But I don't know. Earth Crystal's great, Great Hinge is great. Commander's Sphere is basically another Arcane Signet, but it's 1 more. Yeah, if I had to switch it out, I would switch out Commander's Sphere for Lantern. Yeah. And I don't know, I may just keep this deck as is. I mean, like, this doesn't have to be, like, a tier 3 or 4 deck. It's fine being tier 2. But that's that deck. This is my Socrates deck. I also have built this one. I haven't made very many adjustments to this, but as you can see, there's a handful of game changers in it. This is meant to be, like, a very stall-heavy deck. Yeah. I mean, this is basically just, like, we're gonna draw a bunch of cards, and I'm not gonna lose the game. That is this deck. So, Tito was looking at the neighbors. But I like this deck. I'm a big philosophy guy, so when I saw that Socrates had a card, I had to get it. And then naturally, just blue and white make a very toxic combination. So there's that. Sonic, I might rebuild this deck. I could rebuild Sonic. Because this is supposed to be like a spam treasure kind of deck. And I don't feel like I've done as good of a job knowing what I know now about just deck building. So I could try and rebuild this. I still want Wooburg, I think. Because I want most of the Sonic characters, which the main 4 that I'm running are Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, Eggman. So those are the main 4. Amy and Tails just don't really contribute to my win con. Eggman is a blue, which Sonic is. So Sonic is a white. I don't think Knuckles is. Knuckles is... Hold on, let me go by type and by mana value. What is Knuckles? Knuckles is a 4 or a 5. Shadow's a 4. He's 2 black, 2 red, so I can play him with Eggman. Sonic is blue, red, and white. Oh yeah, Knuckles is just red. So I can play them all in red. If I could play Eggman as my commander and have Shadow and Knuckles, but not Sonic. Which I'm not a fan of. It's really just white. So, basically everything but green is what I, need. But green... Tita! Dude. But green gives me so much access to ramp that I need. It also gives me some just generally good, counter spam stuff. Which I guess I don't need in this deck. What are my green things? I have Samet, which is double strike haste. Other creatures have haste. That's good. I have Ygritte, which turns everything into food. That's really good, because that contributes to Knuckles. I have Galagreeters. Exploration and Cultivate. I mean, really, that's it. I think I just need to rebuild. So let's go to import. And that's what we're going to do for right now, is we're going to rebuild Sonic. So let's get the main ones out of the way. The cards I know we're going to want. Sonic, Dr. Eggman, Knuckles the Echidna, Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay. Then I know we're going to want... I mean, I'm just thinking we want Sisay and Black... I can't spell black. Black Blade Reforged. Just because it's a good combo. But I don't know if it's, what I want the combo to be. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe I do. So basically the only other thing I want for, the rest of the deck... I want the rest of the deck to operate on treasure token spam, and I can deal some damage to myself with Shadow and Sonic. Tito! Jiminy Christmas, bro. I'm gonna throw him back outside. Whew, sheesh. He sees the neighbor's dogs that are just kind of free roaming around, and I'm not gonna let him free roam just because he would tear into stuff. And that's why he gets so whiny, is because he wants to go play. So, I know. Let's look up some of the Sonic cards. So Mirror, Battlesphere. This is a Sonic card. Switch Printing. Power Sneakers is another one. Which I can't search that way. Okay. I forget what... I think it's Lightning Greaves. Yeah, okay. Lightning Greaves, go back. Switch printing? Oh, all printings. Yeah, there we go. Power Sneakers. Boom. And then what are Shadow's boots called? Shadow the Hedgehog boots. Air shoes. That's what they're called. But they're not air shoes. It's not Lightning Greaves. It's the other one. It's the one with equip cost 2. It's like a staple. It gives you haste and hexproof. I have it in this deck. Not Lightning Greaves. It's not Lightning Greaves. Wait, was that 2? Whatever. I'll have to fix some of this later. Okay, it wasn't in that half of the deck. Let me check the other. Oh, and it's not here either, some way, somehow. Okay, well, I know it's in my Sonic deck, which I've also printed. This is the deck that we are currently rebuilding. Swiftfoot Boots. Hexproof, yep. Swiftfoot Boots. Yep, okay. Let's look at other printings. We want the air shoes. Okay. All right, and then there's, I think it's Power State. Something Super State. Yeah. And then there's the Chaos Emerald, which is a Lotus Petal, which I know is like a $30 card, but we'll do green, I guess. Boom. What else? These might be most of the only like actual Sonic cards I play. So I want this deck to give me a bunch of stuff with haste, because Sonic and Shadow care about things with haste or flash, right? Yes. So I get a handful of creatures with haste, and that primarily also deal with artifacts, right? So they can trigger off of Knuckles and Eggman. Yeah. Okay. Creatures. I guess we'll type in haste. Haste, creatures, treasure, token, artifacts. See if we get something off of... Oh, this is a deck list. Let's go back. We want like Scryfall. Here we go. Is this just going to be text? No, I want the images. Okay. Why did it... Sorted by name. Okay. Equip creature has haste. Whenever a land enters battlefield, whenever you cast a creature that target... Nope. Haste. Whenever it enters, nope. Enters battlefield, choose one, deals 1 damage to any target. Okay. Put a 1/1. Actually, before we do this, let's go ahead and get our lands. Let's get one of each. Mountain, forest, plains, swamp, and island. Okay. And then I want to go ahead and get the World Tree, Command Tower, and Exotic Orchard. I guess Path to Ancestry as well. It's a good one. Okay, now we want some land ramp. So let's look for Cultivate. Cycle of Renewal. Farseek. Kugama's Reach. And I guess I could also do... What's the one that grabs just a forest? 3 visits? Search for a forest, put on the battlefield. Okay, yeah. I don't think I need 3 visits. Because it's so specific to forest, and currently we don't have anything else. So let's throw this in our maybe board. But we are going to grab Exploration, which allows us to play multiple lands. Then let's also grab Soul Ring, Chromatic Lantern, Commanders, not Sphere, what's the other one? Arcane Signet. Okay. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern. I really like Chromatic Orrery. That's a great one. For 5 color. I feel like there's like one more mono rock we want to add. Probably, I'm kind of torn between Commander Sphere or Gilded Lotus. Because Commander Sphere is a 3-drop, gives me 1 of any color. Gilded Lotus is a 5-drop, but it gives me 3 of any color. That might just depend on how the rest of the deck looks. Potentially. Okay. Let's keep building from here. We don't have to play that. What were we searching here? Oh, Najila. Yeah, for the Cloud deck. Arden the Usurper. Demons you control, blah, blah, blah. I'm not recognizing any of these guys. I don't think I need these. Captain Lannery Storm was something I was playing before. I'll probably add that. Captain Lannery Storm. Charming Scoundrel was also, I like that. I do recognize most of these are going to be red. Lifelink and Haste Cheer. When this creature enters, create 2 tokens that are copies of target token. So it makes 2 copies of a token, which I guess would be my treasure tokens. And it has haste. I mean, it's a 5-drop for a 4/4, but it also can make treasure tokens. I mean, I wish it could copy artifacts, you know? Because then it can pick, like, my Soul Ring and stuff. Now I think Tito wants back in because he's barking at the door. What he really wants is me to go out there with him, but I refuse. Alright, I'm going to get him real quick. I think he's had his full of being outside. Oh, hey! I've been doing some deck building. Forge a helpful way. I don't know why I didn't see these comments before. My bad. Using Forge a helpful way. So Cosmic Spider-Man, Cloud Commander, Unit Commander. There are a few other decks I need to try out. Been pretty fun. Lannery has a... Oh, does it? Okay, sweet. Let's look at that. Switch card printing. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Let's add that. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. What else do we have? Furion equipped creatures have haste. I'm not really running a whole bunch of equipment in this deck, so I'm probably gonna pass on Furion. Create 3 creature tokens. Greetings, hello, howdy, howdy. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 goblin creature token with haste. Okay. Goldspan's pretty good for this kind of deck. I'm gonna add that. And I know Hellkite Tyrant also is Goldspan. Hellkite Tyrant. For those of you just now joining, I'm new to Magic, and I'm exclusively only into Commander. And I mostly have also only been playing like Universes Beyond or like the crossover themed decks. So I know Commander is like the kiddie pool of MTG. So not only am I the kiddie pool of MTG, but I'm also like the pop culture kiddie pool of MTG. But I have enough like self-awareness to be like, well, yeah, you know, some of these cards, they're either like really, really bad, like the Spider-Man set was kind of terrible, or they're kind of like insanely busted, like Badger Milk Cub, and there isn't really an in-between. But I still like it, because admittedly, from someone who's been outside of Magic, and I've played other TCGs, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, that's a phone call. I've been into other TCGs. The Universes Beyond sets have been a good on-ramp for me to, you know, get interested, because it's like, oh yeah, like I like TCGs, but if only they had cards that I was like interested in. Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, you know what I mean? So it worked. It was a marketing ploy, and it worked. Thank you, Trench. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy playing it so far. I mostly just play with some of my friends online. We'll play a couple times a week, and my roommate, he's also been like super into it. Like for the past month, he and I both have. So we've been like cyclically feeding each other's Magic addiction for the past month or so. But anyways, yes. So right now I am rebuilding a Sonic themed deck, and so the goal of the deck is go fast. Essentially, it's basically playing a bunch of haste and flash creatures that benefit Sonic and Shadow, where I draw cards, basically, or make a bunch of treasure tokens. And then the plan B of the deck is essentially winning with Knuckles or Hellkite Tyrant or other cards that are like, if you have a bunch of artifacts or if you have a bunch of tokens, win the game. You'll be happy for the 2026 sets. I know that they've got some. I know that they've got Marvel, which I saw some of the cards for that earlier this week. The Fantastic Four stuff looks really interesting. I'm kind of wanting to see if they're going to do like a Wooburg Commander for Fantastic Four. That way you can play all 4 of them in one deck. Because they all do that thing where it's like, by the beginning of your main phase, if you've already played a card, or something like that, right? MTG Fantastic Four. They all do, it's like at the beginning of, oh, here we go. At the beginning of combat, if you've already casted a non-creature spell, then they all get a benefit. So I do think it would be cool to play like some sort of Wooburg between them all. And I do like how they're all only one color, rather than being a mix of colors. So that's really cool. What was the other thing? TMNT also looks really cool. I might be interested in building a TMNT. Yeah, TMNT deck. But the other Universes Beyond stuff, I think that's kind of all coming soon. Oh, The Hobbit. I know that they already did Lord of the Rings, so I'm kind of like about The Hobbit. But yeah, the Marvel superhero stuff I am looking forward to, though. even though I already knew that we got some Marvel stuff before. Like the villains I'm looking forward to doing. I always kind of find it a little bit funny because there's an art of Arcane Signet that looks like the Infinity Gauntlet. It's oh wait, no, where is it? Load more, maybe? Yeah, it's this one right here. Where does this come from? Like, what set? Does this tell me? Card details? 30th anniversary miscellaneous promos. So, I really like that art. It looks like the Infinity Gauntlet. But it would be cool to get like a Wooburg Thanos that allows you to play all of the different villains. But it seems like all of the villains are going to be black anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But, and then some of these cards are really cool too. But anyways. Cloud doesn't work with Sonic. Check the mana pool. Which Cloud? I don't think I was running Cloud in the Sonic deck. I was running Sisay. I don't think I was running Cloud. Cloud is green, white, red. Sonic is blue, white, red. Are you talking about the X-Soldier? I don't think I'm running that one. Yeah, that's X-Soldier. I'm not running this one. Yeah. Why am I running Wooburg? That's a good question. The honest answer to that is I just like having access to everything, right? The main reason is because I'm... The main point of this deck is to run Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, and Eggman. And the only color that they do not have in common is green. So I theoretically could run a 4-color deck without green, but green has access to so much ramp, which I feel like I'm going to want or going to need in order to just get a bunch of lands out on the field at once. At least that's the way I understand it, is that green is the ramp color. So if there's good alternatives for some of the other colors, I would love to play them as well, because that might also save me some deck space. But the other benefit I had by running Wooburg with the Sonic characters was from Sisay. Because Sisay, if I have other legendaries, I can tap Wooburg to play a legendary permanent. So I was going to play Blackblade Reforged and to equip it to Sisay. I know that this is a slower combo, but this is just the one that I've been working with. So I equip Blackblade Reforged onto Sisay, and Sisay gets power up to or equal to the number of lands I control. So then Sisay is now like automatically probably at least going to be a power 8, if not higher. And so Sisay can just basically tap Wooburg, play anything in my deck for free. So that was the idea behind playing Wooburg and having Sisay as my commander. But I know I can play other ones. I'm not opposed to playing other ones. This was just the one that kind of seemed to generate, like, I don't know, a moving forward game plan. But I'd be open to suggestions. Hey Tito, this is my dog Tito. He's very needy. He loves attention. But anyways, yeah. So the point of this deck is mostly Sonic, and it's getting me Sonic and Shadow and getting draws and treasure tokens based off their effects. And then the plan B of the deck is to win with, like, Tito, chill out, buddy. The plan B of the deck is to win from either Knuckles or, like, Hellkite Tyrant by getting a bunch of artifacts. Let me recommend Commune with Beavers and Leyland of Guild Pack. Yeah, let's check them out. I'd love to see them. Commune with Beavers. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact, creature, or land from among them. Put them into your hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that. Thank you. I would have not known that card otherwise. Thank you. I'm going to have to put that in some other decks of the Guild Pack. What is this? Oh, so this is like... It taps for... Okay, so it taps for 4 green or 1 of every color, or you can mix and match them. Okay, I see that. All right. If it's in your opening hand, you can begin the game with it on the battlefield. Each non-land permanent you control is all colors. Okay, so my lands don't change color, but all my other permanents do. Or they're treated as every color, okay? Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. Does that mean that they gain the ability to tap for other mana? Is that how that works? Because I understand the idea of becoming every other basic land type, but does that entail of them being able to tap for every other color as well? Okay, sweet. That is wild. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna... I wish this was an artifact. If this was an artifact, it would be great, because it would contribute more to my win con. It's okay if you think green ramps, but if your commander is Sonic... Sonic is not my commander. Sonic is just a key role in the deck. I want my commander to be Wooburg on purpose. And there's just not a Wooburg Sonic commander that I know of, at least. If there's a better Wooburg commander that you guys think might benefit the Sonic cards better, then I would like that. But Sisei was kind of just the best one that I saw. Joda also was pretty okay. Yes, Chromatic Lantern. I do have that. Yeah, Chromatic Lantern's great. So, let's see this card though. So this is a 4. It's a 4-drop. Tito, chill out, buddy. So basically I play it for free if it's in my opening hand. That's already a plus. All my lands tap for any color. That's a plus. What is the benefit of making my permanents every color? I am curious about that. Is there, like, another thing I can use in tandem with that to, like, take advantage of it? Each non-land permanent you control is all colors. I think I'm going to add this to my sideboard or my maybe board for now. Because I do like this. I want to see how I can make the most of it as well. But yeah, I've got Chromatic Lantern, I've got Chromatic Orrery, I've got Arcane Signet, Sol Ring, I've got Chaos Emerald. I know it's a $250 card, but I mean, I play proxies. Like, I've got 5 decks sitting in front of me. Here's one. I have an Aang deck. I have a Socrates deck, and so on. I just play proxies because I can't afford the cards. But there are some... Oh, here we go. The 2 Mechanist cards from Avatar get artifacts like the ship and so on from Final Fantasy. If you're looking for something cool, Optimus Prime. Ooh. Dude, that would be so wild. It would be like Fortnite the deck. Which I know that there's like Fortnite Universes Beyond stuff, and that's kind of funny. There are some cards that benefit certain colors. I mainly recommend it so you get access to every color. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you mean like with my lands? Yeah. Having like... Oh, so yeah, okay, so a good way of thinking about it is that it's... Okay, I see this, Trench. This makes more sense. It's like an Arcane Signet... No, sorry. It's like a Chromatic Lantern that I can play for free if it's in my opening hand. That's... Okay, I do really like that. Yeah, let's move it to my enchantments. Sweet. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, let's see some of these, Machinist cards that you recommended, Dry Oasis. The ships get artifacts like the ships from Final Fantasy. Optimus Prime. Okay, more than meets the eye. I can play him for... So instead of 3, 1 of each, I can play him transformed instead for 1 less, essentially. At the beginning of each instep, bolster 1, which is choose a creature you control with the least toughness, and give it a 1/1. Okay? Whenever Optimus dies, return it to the battlefield converted. Oh, okay. Okay. Living Metal, as long as it's my turn, it's also a creature. Trample. Whenever I attack, bolster 2, and bolster gives a 1/1 to my weakest. Okay? Bolster 2. So does it... Bolster 2, does that mean it gets 2 1/1s, or does that mean I bolster 2 creatures? Anyways, the chosen creature gets trample. When that creature deals combat damage, convert Optimus back. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. I mainly recommend it to... Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. I don't dislike Optimus, but I do think I want to stick more with, like, the haste and flash angle with Sonic and Shadow. Oh, yeah, this was... Yeah, this is where we were. So, Goldspan... oh yeah, Perforos is a good card. The Bronze Blooded. This gives everything I have haste, which is kind of cool. You can make different decks that pop off if you get the right synergy. That's why most decks have been doing well. Cosmic Spider-Man, make it Spider-Verse Pain. Yeah. Colshin Victory or Collation Victory? Colshin Victory? See if that's a thing. I think this is what you meant. Oh, no, yeah, this is it. Coalition. Oh, Coalition. Durr. You win the game if you control a land of each basic type and a creature of each color. And this is just sorcery? Okay, so it's Wooburg, and then it's 3. Yeah, I'll play it. Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, I'll take it, buddy. I like that. Oh, it's a game changer, too. Oh, okay. Tito. Hey. He sees the neighbor's dogs outside and wants to go out and play with them. Tito, buddy. He only whines when I'm actually, like, doing something. I could be watching a movie and he wouldn't care. But when I'm doing something, he complains. Alright. Let's look at more haste kind of creatures. Haste and flash. That also do something with tokens. That's kind of the idea. Haste, flash, and tokens. Okay, like Iron Man. Iron Man's great. Whenever Iron Man attacks, make a treasure token. Then I can sacrifice an artifact if I do search my library. So this basically gives me Soul Ring for free. I like that. And he is a legendary artifact creature. Does Eggman cheat him out? No, he's not a robot. Okay. Tito does like to play. Yep, he does. Jet's brainwashing. That's kind of funny. Kellogg is great. Oh yeah, we gotta add Kellogg. Frosted Flakes. I can get rid of this Najila. I'm not using that anymore. At the beginning of combat, create a 2/1 with trample and haste. Sacrifice it. Not crazy about that. This guy is a 1-drop mana haste whenever it attacks, and at least 2 other creatures. Creatures you control get first strike and trample, and they can't be blocked by tokens. That's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. It would basically have to be something that I play when I already have stronger creatures on the board. Cloud X Soldier, Equipment Hoarding, Yuna, make counters and summoning joy, Choco, making birds. Have I got Lightning Greaves? I think I already have the Sonic boots. Yeah, Air Shoes and Power Sneakers, yeah. So that's Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot boots. I think Cloud would work, X Soldier would work better in one of my other decks. Yuna, I don't know what Yuna does. So, Yuna Grand Summoner, tap, add 1 mana of any color. When I cast a creature this turn, it enters with 2 additional 1/1s on it. Oh, that would be great in my... Oh, man, I wish it was red, or I wish Miles was blue. Where's my Miles card? Oh, it's right here. It's on the bottom of the deck instead of on the top. Yeah, Miles is red, green, and white. Yuna is blue. Ugh, that would go great with Miles. Hope of Spira. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures have Trample Lifelink Ward at the beginning of end step. Return up to 1 target enchantment from graveyard to battlefield with a finality counter. If it... Okay, it just gets exiled. Grand Summoner. Whenever another enchantment you control goes into the graveyard, if it added 1 or more counters, you may put them onto another creature. Okay. Alright. Secret Layer Drop. Air Shoes and Power Sneakers should be in Sonic SLD. Yes, yeah, I've got them both. And you mentioned the Choco, like Choco Bird, Chocobo. See what Chocos give us. Search your library for a mountain, reveal it, put it in hand. Then create 2 bird tokens. Whenever a land enters, gets a 1/0. The camp enters tapped unless you control a legendary creature. You can tap it for green when you cast a bird and enters with a 1/1. Okay. Chocobo Knights, whenever you attack creatures you control on counters, gain double strike until end of turn. Oh, that would be good in Miles. Although it is a 4-drop. I'm not crazy about that. Whenever 1 or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your deck. You may look at the top of the library and any card. You can play lands and bird spells from the top of your library. If a land or bird you control entering the battlefield causes a trigger ability. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think Choco really works in this deck either. I do like Chocobo Knights, though. It has some synergy with my Miles deck. Ellie and Joel, I think, were zombie and industrial survivor based. I forgot the cards, but I made Eggman rival / anti-villain. Cool. Miko Synth Lattice. I'm probably butchering some of these names. Let's scroll up. Miko Synth Lattice. All permanents are artifacts? Okay! All cards that aren't on the battlefield are permanents. Okay. Players may spend mana as though it were a mana of any color. So that's basically like Chromatic Orrery. Alright, I love that. Yeah, because that goes really well with Knuckles. I love that. Ellie and Joel were zombie. Let's look up Ellie and Joel. Oh. Ellie. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, that attacking player creates a fungus zombie. Okay? Pay 2 life, sacrifice another creature. Ellie deals 2 damage to target player and gains indestructible until end of turn. And that is at instant speed, so that's not bad. I don't dislike that, because Shadow cares about sacking my creatures. So I pay 2 life and I can sack whatever else, deal 2 damage, and I have an indestructible creature for the turn. That's not bad. I like Ellie. Yeah. Knuckles. Oh yes, Knuckles does have the gloves. That's it's Reaver Cleaver, which is a great card actually for this deck because Reaver Cleaver makes treasure tokens. Boom. Hellkite Tyrant. I do have Hellkite Tyrant already. Dragon of... I'm assuming that's Mountain? Or Mount? Dragon of... We'll type in Gulge. See what comes up. Okay, nothing. What about if I go here? Dragon of Gulge. I'm just getting tokens. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Dragon of MT Gold. Oh, appreciate it, Trench. Yeah, if you find some robots, let me know. Mendicant Core and Guild Lights. Yeah, let's look at these. Mendicant Core. Oh, okay, it's the same card. So this is a robot. Okay, great. So it works with Eggman. That's awesome. Its power is equal to the number of artifacts. Start your engines. If I have no speed, okay, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. So, max speed. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1, and if you do copy it, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay. So I'm confused about the speed thing. If you have no speed, is that a game mechanic? Now I keep getting calls, like the van card. Oh, it's alt art. Is that what you're saying? Like it's a different artwork? Like Van or Vaughn. Anyways, speed. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases. I mean, even without the speed effect, this card is kind of cool. I like that. Speed is a mechanic. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so Dragon of Mount Golg. Let's look this up. Dragon of Mount Golg. Oh yeah, okay. So it's alt art. So what is the what's the original card called? Ancient Copper Dragon. Let's search this. Flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You create that many treasure tokens? Yo. That's wild. We're running that. No wonder this is like a $100 card. Where'd it go? Here it is. Does it have cheaper printings? Nope. No, it does not. A matter of fact, that is crazy. That is wild. Okay. Basically, you need to cause an opponent to lose life on 4 different turns. Okay. Okay. You're telling me Uncharted is in this game? Nathan Drake? Oh my god. First strike, you may spend mana as though it was mana of any color to cast spells you don't own, or to activate abilities of permanents you control but don't own. Well, I'm not really taking control of anything aside from Kellogg. When Nathan Drake attacks, exile top card of the library. You may cast it from among those. Oh, I misunderstood. Sorry, you are running Nathan Drake deck and you're using those. Okay, Vanna. Let's look at Zidane. When Zidane enters, gain control of target creature an opponent controls. Untap it, gains lifelink and haste. Okay, whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent from you, you create a treasure token. Okay, so I can take their creature and it gets haste. It only has haste until end of turn. Still, I mean, I imagine, just like in Yu-Gi-Oh!, taking an opponent's creature is kind of a big deal. Yeah. Zidane's not bad either. I just wish either it had haste, or it permanently gave whatever it took haste. Otherwise, let's just keep looking. Ooh, I like Agnes. It has haste. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, make a treasure token. I like that. We're gonna add Agnes. Agnes. Huzzah. we're already in the P's. Well, I lied. Now we're in R's. Seize the spotlight. Each opponent chooses fame or fortune. For each player who chose fame, gain control of a creature that player controls until the end of turn. Untap and they gain haste. Okay. So that could be pretty big. For each player who chose fortune, you draw a card and make a treasure token. Okay, we're taking that. Yeah, that's a win-win. That's a win-win. Is this it right here? Yeah, okay. Skitterbeam Battalion. Trample and haste. When it enters, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. And it's a 9, but I guess I can play it for cheaper. For 5, but it becomes a 2/2. But still, it has haste, and I make copies of it. And it's an artifact. And it's a construct, actually. Doesn't that go with Eggman? Yes, it does. Yeah, that works. Robots and tokens. I definitely want tokens. Robots, I don't have to have a whole lot of. A couple of them would be nice. That way, like, Eggman can do, some stuff. I mostly want robots or vehicles or constructs because they count as artifacts, right? Don't they? Or most of the time they do. Like this card, for example, is a construct, but it's an artifact creature. So that's the way that I'm understanding that. Let's grab Skitterbeam. Ooh, the fire crystals. Red spells cost 1 less to cast. That's good. Creatures you control have haste. That's also really good. But it is a 4-drop. But it does make everything cheaper. And it gives everything haste. I already have Perforos, which gives everything haste too. I don't know. I think I might want to run Fire Crystal. I think Fire Crystals are good. And if it turns out to be too expensive, I can throw it in my maybe board. Matter of fact, let's just do that. Move to maybe board. Alright, we're almost out of cards that both do haste and token stuff. Gain control of target creature, untap it, gains haste. Create a Wicked Roll token attached to up to 1 target creature. If you control another roll on it, put that one enchanted creature gets 1/1. Relentless X, the spider bot from FF8. Oh yes, Solemn Simulacrum. I know about that card. Solemn Simulacrum. Yep, good pick. Thank you. Relentless X. Let's look at that card. This creature cannot be blocked except by 3 or more creatures, so it's like a Mega Menace. Tap 8. Oh, it's a 6/5, worth 6. Okay. Tap 8. Return this card from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped with a finality counter. So if it would die, it gets exiled instead. That's not bad. I just kind of wish that, like, it had something to do with haste or tokens still. Like, I would rather I don't have to run the artifact stuff, or sorry, I don't have to run the robot construct vehicle stuff, but if I do run them, I want them to do haste. I'm just kind of running them by extension of Eggman, which is why like Skitter Beam worked out so well. Solemn is just a great card because it gives me lands, and when it dies, I draw. I like this art, though. I like that art. Iranic Cuss's Vile Duplication. Let's check it out. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has flying, and it isn't legendary. Okay, so it bypasses legend rule. That's good. Create a token that's a copy of target creature I control. So I can essentially just make another anything. And that's not bad. I feel like there are other cards that do it for cheaper, though. And this doesn't give them haste. So I have to copy something with haste. Or give it haste some other way. Also doesn't have flash. I'm probably going to pass on that one too. But I do like it. Okay, so that's all the cards that deal with tokens and hastes. So now I guess we should just look at some cards that are generally good with haste or flash. Or token spam. There are cheaper, but it bypasses legend rule. Yeah. So let's think here. Sonic gives me... Is it a draw or a treasure token? Sonic gives me a treasure token every time damage is dealt. So if I can chip away damage at my own creatures, I get a bunch of draws. Ooh. This is the actual physical deck of the Sonic deck I have. I'm just rebuilding it. Kilo Apogee Mind. That's a good one. This is a robot artificer, but it's also an artifact creature with haste. And whenever it becomes tapped, it proliferates, so it doubles 1/1 counters. So it's not bad. It's mostly just the fact that it's, a robot artifact creature with haste. I think I already picked Iron Man. This one's good, I think. This one. Flash, Double Strike, Vigilance, Haste. Other creatures you control have haste. Yeah, that's good. Gives everything haste. We like that. Perforos. Furnace Rains. I gain control of target creature, untap that creature, it gets haste, and if it deals damage, I get a treasure token. Furnace Rains. Ta-da! Machinist's Arsenal works well with artifact creatures. Let's look this up. Machinist Arsenal. This card? Job select. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach it to this. Okay? Equipped creature gets 2/2 for each artifact you control and is an artificer in addition to its other types. So I'm like making a 2/2. Oh, it gets 2/2 for each artifact. So if I have 10 artifacts, it's a 20/20. That's not bad. It is a 5-drop. And I'm not really, like, playing equipment stuff. I don't know. I like the fact that it swings for so much. Let's throw it in the maybe board. I already have the World Tree. Ooh, I have this other card. Black Market Connections. I know this card is annoying. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose one or more. Create a treasure token, draw a card, lose 1 life for 2. That's really good. And I'm pretty sure this card is also a game changer. But this gives me draws, right? No, it gives me a treasure token. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If they don't, they make a I make a treasure token. That's insane, and I'm running it. My bracket playstyle is like between 3 and 4. So like I don't want like all my cards to be, you know, like game changers, but I'm fine with a couple of them. This Coalition Victory is like so niche. It's Wooburg in 3. I feel like this doesn't happen super often, but again, I only play Commander, so maybe it's more of a staple outside of Commander. But Smothering Tithe seems like it's nasty in any format. Let's see. Seize the Spotlight. There is Blasphemous Act, which deals 13 damage to all creatures. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the way Blasphemous Act will work is it deals 13 damage to all creatures. So Sonic will say Sonic is my only creature, and Sonic takes damage. Will Sonic make 4 treasure tokens? Because, I mean, technically he's taking 13 damage, but he only has 4 toughness. Or does he only make 1 treasure token because he's been dealt the damage once? Silence is a really annoying card. I play it in my Socrates deck. I do like Silence, but I also really like Orum's Chant, which is it's a little bit more expensive than Silence, but it opponents can't cast spells and they can't attack. So I like Orum's Chant too. But Blasphemous Act on Sonic. I don't know if that's gonna deal 4 damage, so I make 4 treasure tokens, or if it's only dealing the damage once, so I only make 1, or if it's 13, because I'm dealing 13 damage to Sonic, he's just only really taking 4 of it. Exploroscope is a good card. I do like it. I think I have it in my Cloud deck. I'm gonna add more lands later. I like building the rest of the deck first, and then saving about 36 to 40 room for lands. So I'm gonna go back and add lands later. But with all this ramp, I probably doubt lands will be a problem. It would only be 1 damage. Okay. Yeah, because Blasphemous Act is only hitting Sonic once. So Sonic only makes 1 token. So, I mean, still, 13 damage to every creature is basically a board wipe. Yeah. So, if I have like 5 creatures, I would make 5 treasure tokens. Right? Whenever a creature is dealt damage, create a tap treasure token. So if 5 of them are dealt damage, I think I make 1 for each. Chaos Warp. Let's check this out. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. So, I like it. I feel like there's definitely ways to abuse it, but I would hate to bounce something that's like annoying, or spin something, I guess. I would hate to target something that's annoying, throw it back in the deck. They could play it right again for free, right? If it happens to be the same card, or they might get even something like even more annoying on the field. One Sonic card I do want to add. Okay, sorry. Is Deadly Disputes. Sacrifice an artifact or creature so it triggers Shadow, and then I draw 2 cards and make a treasure token. So, switch card printing. I know there's a Shadow variant. Yep, bingo. Ooh, yes, Fabricate. I do know Fabricate. That's really good. Fabricate. Search your library for an artifact. I also really like Solve the Equation. Get an instant or sorcery. What instants or sorceries do I have? Deadly Dispute, Cycle of Renewal, Sorceries, Coalition, and then my ramp. I could add Solve the Equation. I don't know, Solve the Equation's not bad. I just, aside from Coalition, I don't really know what else I would add. And Coalition already requires so much setup, as is. So I may not add Solve the Equation. But I do love Fabricate. Thank you for Fabricate. Mana Drain. Ooh, I've heard about Mana Drain. Counter target spell at the beginning of next main phase. Add an amount of colorless or waste mana equal to that spell's. Ooh, that's pretty good. It's a good counter spell. I do like that. I do like that. Do I want counter spells in this though? Because like, what other blue am I playing? I don't feel like I'm playing a whole lot of blue. 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 blue cards. So I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of islands. Granted, I know I have Chromatic, I have Command Tower, I can make blue in other ways. I don't dislike Mana Drain. Let's sideboard this. Not maybe board. This is sideboard. We're definitely having it. We're just gonna switch it out later. Coalition only needs the Guild Pack Leyline. Guild Pack? I know I added that card earlier. Where'd that card go? That was still like a 4 mana drop card though, right? It was a 4 mana drop, and I still have to have the mana to play it. Where did it go? Was it an enchantment? Oh yeah, here it is. So like Chromatic Orrery with Leyline. Actually, Chromatic Orrery just kind of gives me Coalition for free as well. Or at least to cost it. So, okay. So Leyline gives me the requirement of the win, but Chromatic gives me the ability to play it. I guess that's a way of thinking about it. Yeah. Alright, let me look back at this like physical deck I have. Ooh, Revel in Riches. That's also really good. Because this is also another win condition if I have artifacts. Or rather, treasure tokens. Boom. Yeah, we love that. Okay. Command Tower, Mountain, Arcane Signet. Professional Facebreaker is a good haste monster. I'm already playing Skitterbeam, doing that. Ooh. Okay, Pyrohemia. I think that's a good card to use that does what I wanted Blasphemous Act to do. At the end of each turn, if there are no creatures in play, get rid of it. Tap 1 red mana, deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Yeah, that's what I was wanting. I would also suggest Shadowbringers, Wild Rose Rebellion, or Sokka's Haiku for a counterspell. Yeah, Sokka's Haiku is good. I do like that one. I don't know what Shadowbringer is. I don't know what Wild Rose is either. Wild Rose Rebellion? Maybe it's one word. Yeah, I don't know what that card is. Chromatic Lantern, I already have it. Soul Ring. Oh, yes, I need to do the art for Soul Ring. You reminded me. Yep. The cool Sonic art. Rolling around at the speed of sound. There we go. Chromatic Lantern, Crystal of the Altar Cave. Is that like alt art for Chromatic Lantern? Oh, yeah. Is this from Final Fantasy? Yes, it is. We love that. Cool. Command Tower, I have that. Exotic Orchid, I have that. Path. And Crossroads Village. I don't have that one. Let's look that one up. Crossroads Village. This land enters tap. As it enters, choose a color. Oh, it taps for that color. Okay, great. Yeah. Alright, sweet. Pyrohemia, Superstate. Oh, Bootlegger's Stash. That's another really good one. This has my lands tapped for treasure tokens. It is 6 mana, but it's great. Simulacrum Synthesizer. Let's look that one up. Simulacrum Synthesizer. When it enters, scry 2. Whenever another artifact with mana 3 or greater enters, create a 0/0 construct artifact creature token with this gets 1/1 for each one you control. And that's only a 3? And I scry 2. Ooh. So this isn't bad. I do like it. I just think I need I think before I start adding lands, I need to add more to my, whatchamacallit, like my actual haste and flash stuff. Because I only have 19 creatures, and I'm already at 58 cards, and I need at least 25 more lands. So really, I'm at, like, 83. I'm at 83 cards already. So, I don't know. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Exploration. I don't know. I could play Exploration, but I don't feel like I need to. I feel like I have enough ramp. If this was like mono green, I would probably play it. But I feel like I have enough ramp with my mana and mana rocks and everything. I don't think I need Exploration. Mirage Mess Up does the same thing that Crossroads Village does. Okay. Deadly Dispute I'm running. Kellogg I'm running. Goldspan Dragon. So let's pull out some creatures I haven't talked about yet out of this deck. Facebreaker. Oh, I guess there's Fire Magic as well. Fabricate. Gingerbrute. Bounding Krasis. Samet. Shark. Perforos. Not sure if there are any Fallout or other FF cards that would have synergies here. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Sonic, Skitterbeam. I'm already added all those cards. I haven't added that yet. That can go there. Pyrohemia, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then let me look through this deck. Black Market, I'm already running. Agnes, Cunning Spark Mage. Disciple of Bologs, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, Brass's Bounty. For each land I control, make a treasure token. That's not bad either. Brass's Bounty. It is 7. I don't know. That is kind of a high cost, I should say. Black Market, blah, blah, blah. Undead Sprinter, Yigra, Kalane. Eldrazi Monument goes really good with Shadow, but I'm going to throw it in my maybe board. Maybe board. Alright, what are you guys talking about? Ancient Din, Seat of Synod, Vault of Whispers, Great Furnace. Okay, let's check these out. Are these other lands? Yeah, okay, just... Oh, it's an artifact land! I didn't know those were a thing! Oh! No! 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 Alright. I know I'm gonna need red. I'm because I'm gonna have a crap ton of red. So we'll do Great Furnace. Ancient Din. Actually, I could just do all of them. Green is probably Tree of Tales, if I had to guess. Yeah. I might add all but blue, because I'm playing so little blue. But I could all 5. I could do all 5. There is no shame in that game. Seat of... Yeah, thank you so much for that, Trent. I have no idea that, that there were artifact lands. That's kind of crazy. Vault of Whispers. We'll do one of those. Is that one of each? I think I added one of each. Ancient Den. Great Furnace. Seat of the Synod. Tree of Tales, Vault of Whispers. Yeah, that's 5. Okay. Alright. Eldrazi Monument, I threw in my maybe board. Path of Ancestry, Soul Ring. Knuckles. Hellkite Tyrant. Oh, Unexpected Windfall. This is another Sonic card. As an additional cost to play this spell, discard. Draw 2 cards and make 2 treasure tokens. It is a 4-drop. It's 2 colorless, 2 red. I draw cards, and I make treasure tokens? Or just draw? No, I make treasure tokens. But I have to discard as well. So really it's a 4-drop and a discard. So I lose a good amount of hand advantage. But I guess I make it up by making treasure tokens. And I draw 2 cards. Okay, yeah, never mind. I'm running this. Unexpected Windfall. And we will play the Sonic version. All printings. There we go. Boom. Jackpot. Yeah, thank you again, Trench. Loved that. That was so cool. That was one of those moments where you just kind of can't help but smile. What? It's like, oh yeah, it's all coming together. Alright, I already have Smothering Tide. Eldrazi Monuments is a maybe. Okay, so by the way of other creatures and just other haste tech options, here's what I have. I gotta roll up the sleeves for this. Eldrazi Monument, which is in my maybe board. Blasphemous Act, I'm not running. Gala Greeters, Warren Soul Tracer, Urza's Saga, Zorn. Oh wait! Academy Manufacturer! How did I not think of this? Wait. Academy Manufacturer. Boom! Alright. And then Zorn as well. This guy is ugly. I say that in jest. I love him. God loves him. But maybe that's it. That might be the only people who love him. Anyways, we're adding Zorn. He looks like, his silhouette looks like Galactus. Even though I know he's like supposed to be like a demonic spider looking thing. You could run the Final Fantasy printing of Rhystic Study. Let's look up what Rhystic Study does. If I believe, this is a good card. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may draw a card on this that player pays 1. So, I would play this, except I already play it in my Socrates deck, which is, it's a blue and white stall deck, where you just draw a bunch of cards and try and deck out to win. And my friends who I've played with hate me for playing that deck already, and this is one of the cards they explicitly hate. So I probably won't play this in Sonic, just because it's like a little counterintuitive to the win con. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love hand advantage, and I love drawing a bunch of cards for no reason at all. But yeah, my friends would have me at the stake by morning if I did that to them in 2 decks. So I'm playing Zorn. Okay. So I think I like Yigra, Eater of All, because Yigra turns everything into a food, which makes them a... Does that make them an artifact? Are food tokens artifacts? Yes, they are. Okay. So, yeah. Yigra makes everything a food. Which is crazy. So I'm running that. Undead Sprinter I like, because it's a recurring card that always has haste. I can pull this one up. You may cast it from your graveyard if a non-zombie creature died this turn. If you do, Undead Sprinter enters with a 1/1 counter on it. So, I guess my question for Undead Sprinter is if something dies during my opponent's turn, do I cast this for free as like a trigger effect, like it would work in Yu-Gi-Oh? Which would basically be like, if a creature you control dies, so like instant speed, summon this from your graveyard. Or is that not the way Undead Sprinter work? Is Undead Sprinter basically saying, if a creature died this turn, you can cast it from your graveyard. Basically saying it's not triggering, but it's like an allowance saying if this condition is met, then you can cast it from your graveyard. You still have to pay mana cost. If I want fast characters from Final Fantasy, Destined Thief, Hero of Light, Shantoto Vivi, Lightning. How about Brainstorm? Let's check out Brainstorm. Draw 3 cards. Put 2 from your hand. Wait, what? Draw 3 cards. Then put 2 cards from your hand on top of my library in any order. So it's basically a draw 1. Okay. Okay. And it's 1 blue? Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I like it, but I need more creatures right now. So that's in the maybe board. If the condition is met, you can cast him with the mana cost. Okay. So he doesn't play, Undead Sprinter does not play himself for free. Okay. It's like a passive condition. I see. It's not like a trigger. If you want characters from FF, let's look at these. I mean, this is more of a Sonic deck, but I'm not opposed. I mean, I love Final Fantasy, so it cannot be blocked. Pay 1 blue, tap it. Another creature you control cannot be blocked. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage, draw a card, then discard a card. If you have a full party, instead draw 3. That's cool. Might add that later. Hero of Light. I think that's like an alternate name. I don't think that's the official name. Shantoto. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast the card. If it's 4, ooh, okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. I hear VV is busted, so I don't know if I want to run VV. Although you did remind me about Fire Magic, which I do want to run. Boom. Yeah, because this is basically Pyrohemia, so that triggers Sonic. Ragavon Nimble. Let's check it out. When it deals combat damage, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. And then it has dash. What is dash? Let's look at its other art. Maybe its other printings tells us what dash does. Oh, sweet, Zidane. Okay, dash. You may cast this card for its dash cost. If you do, it gains haste. Oh boy. And it's returned from the battlefield to the owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. Do I play Zidane? This art of Zidane is so silly because it's just like him just staring like that. But I like. I'm gonna add the monkey. I like the monkey more than I like awkward Zidane. But I do love that. Okay, so Undead Sprinter's kind of cool. Charming Scoundrel is good, because it has haste, and when it enters, I can make a treasure token. So we're going to add her, if I haven't already. Oh, wait, I have. She's right there. Okay. So she's great. I have her. Disciple of Bolas, I don't dislike. I just wish it wasn't 4 mana. Because when this creature enters, sacrifice another creature, I gain X life and draw X cards, where X was that creature's power. So like Shadow, for example, if I sacrifice Shadow with Disciple of Bolas, I will gain 4 life, and I will draw 4 cards. And then Shadow's effect also lets me draw another card. So that's basically draw 5 for 4 mana, is the way that I'm reading Disciple of Bolas. But that's also dependent on if I have Shadow. And if I want to sack Shadow. Like, maybe I need Shadow for, like, the game winner or something, you know? Did I already add Ognis? Ognis is good. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. Ognis. Yep, I got Ognis. VV Omitter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the busted card. Because it had some loops. Or Orneator? Yeah, Orneator. Yeah, that is it. Oh, you got the reprint of it? Yeah. I heard that this card was crazy. It had, like, infinite loops with Witch's Cauldron. Oh, wait. That may not be what I'm thinking of. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on VV and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what makes this busted, aside from the fact that you can make a crap ton of mana. But you can make a crap ton of mana per his power. So you want to boost up his power, I get that. And then whenever you cast a non-creature spell, he gets a 1/1. So you play 1 spell, he's a 1/1. And then you can make 1 mana of any combination of blue or red, but you can only do it once a turn. You're thinking of Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Yes, okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Thank you. Agatha's... Okay, so is this what makes VV busted? 2 mana. You may spend mana as though it was mana of any color to activate abilities of creatures you control. Okay. Which would be 0, because VV requires 0. Creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled. Oh. And then tap, exile target card from graveyard. when a creature card... Okay, so here's what I'm thinking of. In Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if you guys have played Yu-Gi-Oh! We have a creature. We call them monsters. Let me pull up my Yu-Gi-Oh! Online account here. I forget the name of it. But we have a creature that gets a crap ton of power for every exiled creature. Or I think just card. It doesn't even have to be creature, just for every exiled card. And so basically what I'm thinking here is you exile a bunch of stuff, and because you've played Soul Cauldron, Vivi's now a 1/1. Because Vivi has a 1/1 counter on it, it now gains the abilities of everything... Oh, wait. Everything exiled with this. So this can only exile one thing at a time? Oh, but... Wait, no, this says tap. Okay, I still don't understand what's busted here, actually. There's another card I'm missing. Because there's no way this is only a 2-card combo. Thank you, Trench, for swinging by. It was a lot of fun having you here. Thank you. There's no way this is only a 2-card combo. There's another piece I'm missing. All right, here's the creature I'm thinking of. It was fire. Fire. Gains. I'm pretty sure it was level 3. It was old, too, so let's go to... Oh, wait. Fire effect, it's not a... Yeah, here it is. Grin Maju da Iza, I guess. This card's attack and defense becomes the number of your banished cards times 400. So in Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything is done in the hundreds, but that's basically what I'm reading from Agatha's Soul Cauldron and Vivi, is that Vivi just gets a crap ton of power for every card that's exiled, just like Grin Maju here. Exile Eve. Oh, you exile Eevee! Or Eevee. Vivi. Oh! Oh! Let me read Agatha's again. Thank you, Trench. See ya, buddy. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Exile target card from graveyard. Creatures you control with 1/1 counters have all activated abilities of all creatures exiled. When a creature you control is exiled this way, put a 1/1 on counter. Okay, so you give everything... Okay, I thought you were giving Vivi the effect of everything else, but no, it's the other way around. You're giving everything else the effect of Vivi. Oh. So everything has... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well... Alright, so let's figure out the rest of my, maybe creatures? I don't know, we're pretty good on creatures too. At the beginning of Instep, create treasure token for each creature that died this turn. I'm already playing Perforos. I'm already playing Ognis. I'm already playing Samet. I kind of like, oh, in Academy Manufacturer. I kind of like Bounding Krasis, because he's a 3-drop that taps something on enter with flash. And he's a 3/3. So he's like, he plays himself at instant speed. Not necessarily to counter anything, but to... Yeah, I don't know. He is blue, which means I have to run more blue. I think I kind of like Mahadi. But I do like Werefox Bodyguard for removal. And he has flash, so I'll probably do that. Werefox Bodyguard. Okay. I'm playing Fire Magic. Oh, Professional Facebreaker makes me a treasure token? Yeah. Professional Facebreaker. and I want to make that the Final Fantasy art. Yep, okay. Okay, oh, okay, so Bounding Krasis does the same thing as Chrome Prowler, but a little bit better. Because Chrome Prowler taps, while Bounding Krasis taps or untaps anything. Chrome Prowler only taps an opponent's thing, and it's a 3/2. But it is an artifact creature. Ginger Brutes. Which is a counter to an ability or artifact is countered this way. It loses all abilities for as long as this is on the field. It does have flash. Vinsor. I like Tashana's Tidebender because it's a counterspell creature. I think I'm gonna add Chrome Prowler. Tashana's Tidebender. Ginger Brute is a haste. That's only 1 mana. Okay. So I've got 5 more creatures I have. Almost forgot Tylee and Fervor. What do they do? Let's check them out. Tylee has Flash. She's water, which is kind of crazy. Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this gets a 1/1 until end of turn. When it enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's own step for as long as you control Tylee. Oh, it doesn't untap at all. It's permanently tapped. That's kind of crazy. Ooh. Oh, and Flash! Oh, that's crazy. So that's actually better than Bounding Krasis. Hi, Tito. You want to go back out? I'm going to take my dog out real fast. There you go, buddy. Okay. So I like this Tylee a lot. It's just a good stun card. And it does have Flash. I like that. Alright, and then what is Fervor? Creatures you control have haste. Sweet. I like that too. I have other cards that are doing the same thing, but a little bit better. Like I have Perforos, I have Samut, and they're bodies that are doing that. So I'd rather have those, I think. How much was that Tylee? 3? So my Bounding Krasis was also 3. Bounding Krasis lets me untap one of my own things so I can block, or it lets me tap an opponent's thing. Tylee lets me tap an opponent's thing, and it stays tapped as long as I control Tylee. But it does have Flash. I don't know, this one's a 2/1. Bounding Krasis is a 3/3. Ooh, that's tough. That is tough, that is tough, that is tough. Well, there's also Vinsor Shaper Savant, which is a 4-drop, but it bounces its target back, and that would be important because that like breaks up a stack. Fervor works really well with the Sonic deck. I think Fervor had an Atatar version. Yeah, I know that Fervor works. I just have cards that are already doing what Fervor does. I will check out its, if it does have art, I'll run it. Oh no, it has a Avatar. Which is funny, because it's just Tylee. Yeah, I've got Samet and I've got Perforos. And most of everything else has haste too, just by default. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting to the point where I need to add lands. Probably add 23-ish lands, give or take. Basic land optimizer. Yeah, we want to have about 38 lands, I would say. That is a lot of red. That's hardly any blue or green. The snow-covered ones are so cool. But anyways. So I'm running a lot of mountains. Only a handful of forests. Only one plains is honestly a little scary. But I guess I have... I mean, I guess I'm fine. I guess it's fine. I think I need to play... Oh. Bender's Water Skin. This is another Monorock, but it taps for any color. And it untaps during my opponent's upkeep, so I can use it for, like, flash and stuff. That's really good. Alright, one more card. One more card. Sorry, this is a work thing. Okay. Sign in to chat. Let me see. Actually, I'll just use the docs menu on the bar. Where's docs? YouTube chat. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I've got 4 cards that I'm thinking of that I can add. Maybe 6. Maybe 6. Oh, I lied. I have more. Let's look here. Urza's Saga. It is a saga, and at 1 it adds colorless. At 2, I can pay 2 tap, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact token with this creature gets 1/1 for each creature. And then at 3, search your library card for an artifact, put on the battlefield tapped. War and Soul Trader. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, make a treasure token. That's pretty good. Gala Greeters is also really good. Gala Greeters is whenever another creature enters, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. I gain 2 life, I make a treasure token, or I put a 1/1. I don't know. So War and Soul Trader is not once per turn. Gala Greeters was. I think I'm playing War and Soul Trader. I think that's my move. Alright. I think this is good. I think I really like this for my Sonic deck. I think I like it. Yep. And then, yeah. Okay. So, boop. Alright. Let's put these cards back now. So, I've already updated Aang. I've already updated Socrates and Sonic and Miles, and I just updated Cloud. So, honestly, I feel like we've done pretty good today. How long have we been streaming for? Quite a while. Feels like a couple hours. I'm trying to like. I don't see it here on. Oh yeah, 2.5 hours. Yeah, I think this was a good stream. I think I'm getting a little tapped out, but this was a lot of fun. So thank you guys for swinging by and watching, helping me deck build some more. I'm probably going to do it more the next upcoming days to the week before the holidays really kick in. Just, you know, hang out for fun, do some card stuff, chat with you guys, because this was really cool. This was really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, yeah, but all that said, thanks again for tuning in. This is Jake, logging out. Peace.